approaching the grounds. It's about between a mile and a half from Wigan North West, is it, station. Starts off all right, but gets very busy, along busy roads, going through retail parks. I actually found it, although I saw it about 10 minutes ago, I actually found it really tricky to find how to get here. I was following my phone and it wanted to send me through a service area, and there's the first view of the seats just inside there. I'm gonna, although it's not a lot of distance, the traffic makes it more of a stressful walk, no fault of the ground obviously. I'm going to give it 6.5. For the first time, my idea has worked, and I went to the lady at concession stall and said, can I have a pie? She asked me what pie I wanted. I said, I don't mind, surprise me. She said, how about meat and potatoes? So here it is. I actually filmed this a minute or two back, and as I was getting through the pie, I thought I've underscored that, and I'm giving it an 8. Although the pastry could be crispier, the filling is piping hot, and although there's no actual pieces of meat, it really grows on you and it's really tasty. Great work, Wigan. 8 out of 10. Wigan Athletic Football Club, set in a retail park, nice retail park. Really like the way the shops are all sort of laid out in a horseshoe shape. Makes parking so much more sensible. And then you get a really good look at the grounds as you walk and approach it, and then you come in. And I know they share with a rugby club, but this place is just slightly stunning. Very efficient getting in, a decent wide concourse. Everyone's very friendly, but look at that. No mistaking where you are. Love the top of the stadium. Looks really nice. Seating all the way around. If it rains, I may get wet down here. It's this side. Hospitality up there. Pitch, as all these football clubs seem to be, looks like a carpet. It's a league match at home to Stevenage, my local club today. And before anyone gets upset that I'm sitting here, I'm not a Stevenage fan, I just happen to live in that area. So yeah, I'm really rather taken with the place, to be honest with you. It looks fantastic. You're right on top of the action where I'm sitting as well. It'll be interesting to see the size of the crowd, because this is a big old venue, to be honest with you. Really very, very impressed with it. So for uniqueness of the grounds, quirkiness of the grounds, I really like it. It is all on one level, but I'm going to give it a 7.5. First corner of the match for Wigan was put into the centre of the area. A bit of a goal mouth scramble in there. No real strike on goal. Into a decent area. 6.5 out of 10. The Wigan kit I'm giving 7.5 out of 10. Looks really nice for blue and white stripes, particularly in the club shop when it was hanging on the hangers. That look really, really good. Lovely clear numbering on the back, like the shade of the blue. It's just the sponsor on the front is a bit too big for my liking, but nice kit. 7.5 out of 10. Full-time final score, Wigan Athletic 0, Stevenage 0. The game started brightly. Stevenage almost scored in the first 5 minutes. Good save by the Wigan keeper. Then there were a few chances either way. It was a bright start. And then it quietened down as the half progressed. It seems to me that Stevenage decided at half-time that they were going to settle for a point because they just sat back. Second half, they defend very well, but Wigan really struggled to break them down. Seemed a bit lack of ideas there, and we spent a lot of time watching the centre half with his foot on the ball in the centre circle, trying to figure out which pass was needed to unpick the defence. They did have a good chance right near the end. It was difficult with a flicked header which went wide, but overall it was a very disappointing game, lacking in excitement. So 0 for home goals. Game excitement can only get a 3.5 every now and again, but it really lacked. The atmosphere, I can only give it a 3. It's a big stadium which was nowhere near full. You rattle around a bit there. There was occasional singing, but only occasional. It was really quite flat, and it didn't almost feel like a League One football match. Set pieces, which corner, free kick, throw-ins get 5, and the overall enjoyment of the day, taking the weather, the transport, the ground, which I really liked, the game itself, I'm going to give the overall enjoyment a 5 out of 10. So that's number 4 of the 92 done. Maybe another one later in, or sometime in December anyway, haven't decided yet. Thanks for watching, speak to you soon.